everyone, it's Stephanie. Today I'm here to tell you why you should read the A Chorus of Dragons series by Jen Lyons. So, disclaimer, I will try to keep this as spoiler-free as Oliver is having some allergy issues. So if you hear sneezing, she's fine. But I will keep this as spoiler-free as I possibly can. And also, I was gifted all of these books. So I got The Ruin of Kings from my friend Lena for a Secret Santa exchange. And then Tor so generously and kindly sent me a finished copy of the rest of the series for review. So thank you so much. So I am giving you my honest opinion of all of these books. I'm not this series. This video will probably just be a gush, to be honest. I am the worst at finishing series, and I normally don't binge series. I'm really bad about being behind because I don't want them to end. But with this series, I read them in about a month and a half, 2 months. I could not wait to start the next one as soon as I finished one. And I think that is a testament to how pacey and gripping the series is. It's just fantastic. And the audiobooks are also phenomenal. The voice actors are so good and they're just so well done. So we open following this character Kieran, and he is a bastard orphan, and suddenly he's claimed against his will as the long lost son of a treasonous prince. And he finds himself kind of a prisoner and then stuck in his family's power plays, and he's starting to learn that the stories he's grown up with aren't always completely true or fully factual, and he may or may not be the hero of the story. And that's all I want to say, because I went into this not really knowing that much. I think that just made it more fun. So I have notes here, but I'm still probably just going to be pure chaos. I do think the series has a really good balance between being plot-driven and character-driven. And I am normally a character-driven reader, and I feel like Jen Lyons does such a good job of incorporating enough character development within her plot that I feel like I really got to know these characters and really loved them without sacrificing the paciness and the plot of the story. I feel like it's a really difficult balance, and I think she executed it really well. The characters are just larger than life. They have such distinct personalities, and I feel like if you don't like the characters in the first book or two, you're probably not going to like the rest of the series. But I just thought they were fantastic. I want to be Janelle when I grow up. She's fantastic and amazing. And I love that they're very flawed but relatable characters. Nobody is really black or white here. It's all shades of gray and nuance, which I just absolutely loved. They have fantastic banter between them, and the humor. I was laughing throughout these books. It's not, I wouldn't describe it as a funny series because it's so much goes on, but the banter and their personalities and the one-liners just provided some great comedic relief at stressful times, which I very much appreciated. Her writing style is really nice. So it's very straightforward. It's not overly flowery. It kind of reminds me of Sanderson. Like, I don't feel like it's super distinct. I think it just is what it is. You know, just kind of middle of the road. Not dry, but not purple prose. I thought it worked really well with the plot and the content of the books and the narrative structure. I think it was just a great combo. The narrative structure of this series is so fun. So I will preface this, I normally hate footnotes because I hate having to stop and go look at a footnote, or like in the series by the author we won't talk about, the footnotes were very pretentious and irritating, and I didn't feel like they added to the story. But in this series, we have so many characters and points of view, it really just adds to it and builds on. So we have someone telling us the story, and then a footnote, another character is inserting themselves and saying, like, no, wait, this is what I think, or no, this happened, or just to clarify. And it didn't take me out of the story. To me, it added to the story. So I really appreciated that. And the audiobooks do a really good job of making it pretty seamless, whereas I feel like other books with footnotes, it's jarring, or it kind of takes you out of the story and lessens your enjoyment. But I did not find this to be the case with this series. This world is stunning. It's so well done. There are intricate plots. I feel like the first book, I think, is the hardest because you're just learning about the world. There's a little bit of setup, and, you're just learning about the families and the characters and how they are in the world and kind of how the society is and all that. But once you really kind of get into it, it's not hard, I think. And it's really kind of puzzly. There are really cool magical artifacts. There are dragons, different dimensions. It kind of plays with time in an interesting way. And the world building is so cool. She does it in a way that's not info dumpy, but there are different countries and cultures and lore and a vast history, and she incorporates all this into the story really seamlessly, using her characters and the plot and the action. And I really admire that, because I think that's a hard thing to do. Some authors get caught in an info dump trap, and sometimes it doesn't bother me, but to me this just felt really seamless and organic, which I loved. I love that in this book, being queer is basically a non-issue. It's just accepted. It is what it is. I love that so much. It just made me so happy reading it. So I think that's something that we all really want, and it's nice to see it in a world. There are some really good explorations of different themes. There's definitely generational trauma. I thought she handled that in a really interesting way. Family plays a huge role in this series, and not quite in the way you think. But sometimes it can be hard to follow, but I think it's very rewarding when you get it all together. Gender identity, and also just having control over your body. That is a big issue that's explored. And also just the effects of colonialism and power dynamics. And even though this had such a satisfying ending, I felt that it was a very realistic ending, because not everything got wrapped up with a neat little bow. Like, the world is still kind of messed up, but I loved how she tied everything together at the end. It was very, very satisfying. I also love that at the end, they're always super stressful, but so gripping. Like, when I got toward the end of a book, I was like, okay, it's happening. And just on the edge of your seat, because I needed to know what happened. And I just absolutely loved it. So I think if you like great character development, great world building, intricate world building, puzzly plots, and really cool narrative structures, I think you'll really like this book, or this series. And I honestly don't really have any bad things to say about it. I definitely think this is a series that I will reread multiple times in the future, and I will get something out of it each time I reread it. I switch between the physical book and the audio book. Sometimes I immersion read it, and I just had a phenomenal experience. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this series. Every single book was 5 stars. And if I could give them more than 5 stars, I would. So, have you read the series? If so, please let me know below. Or are you interested in reading this series? If you want to leave an emoji, because this is my favorite cover, leave an octopus or blue emoji down below to let me know you're here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.